Hello and welcome to week 14 in Technology and Society, our last week together. This is it. End a week early, I guess, in terms of the technicality of our semester, but chapter 12, Technology in Our World. And in this, kind of building on the chapter before, Technology and Human Beings, and now we look at the world. And I really kind of focus on two areas here. One is the effect of technology on global society and equity, although I didn't really cover equity as well, but the efforts going on there. And then the effect of technology and development on the natural world. So I introduce you kind of to two major resources. And first is the UN Development Program. And the UN Development Program is critiqued sometimes for westernizing the world. And at the same time, it also has some pretty noble goals having to do with the development of human beings, allowing them to flourish, and people being able to live well and healthy and free from fear. And we see this really kind of grand plan that is outlined in the document that I sent you. Well, at least the annual report from 2022. You can see what the goals have been for the UN, and you can see, we hear about the UN doing things, but this is kind of a deep dive into one of the areas, principal area, but was one of the areas that the UN delves into. And so take a look at that and sort of the people who are working incredibly hard to make the world a better place. Very important to recognize that even though we're hearing so much negativity, there's really, really a lot of positive going on, and it just doesn't make the news. It doesn't sell as well as all the bad things. And there's a whole psychology about how we are more attuned to bad news than good news. It's actually a survival instinct. If I'm going to go out hunting, I need to know whether the weather's bad. I don't need to know whether the weather's good. That's fine. I can deal with that. I just need to know if it's bad. If there's any wild animals that have been attacking people, I just need to know that. I don't need to know that there are no wild animals out there waiting to attack me while I go hunting. So this sort of tendency toward negative news tends to outweigh our perception, our ability to recognize all the good stuff that's going on. And I think that document at least gives a snapshot of one of the sources of global goodness that is going on. Now, again, that can be critiqued because of this sort of global thought in terms of largely Western ideals. And so there's dialogue about how do we help the world to develop? How do we move the entire planet forward while still respecting persons, individual cultures and perspectives and things like that? Now, the second part looks at this notion of an Anthropocene, and that is an idea that has arose. It's not a new idea, but certainly an idea that has arose to more prominence lately. That we are living in an epoch. Now, an epoch is when we talk about the Jurassic time, the dinosaurs and stuff like that. We're really talking about vast amounts of time, and that there's an advocacy that right now that human beings are having an impact on the planet as a whole. And the Anthropocene is the label for this epoch of the history of the planet where human beings are the dominant force shaping the planet. And largely from this perspective in a negative way, alerting us to the notion that there's probably some things we need to do. See, the thing is, the planet's not in any danger. The planet's going to be fine. We're in danger. We may become extinct. Then the planet will keep going without us. So the notion is that to recognize this intense effect that we've had on the balance of the planet and scientists moving in to help us provide solutions for that. Solutions that may be difficult and require changes in our lifestyle, changes in but then we have science to look at. We have science and technology as, if we're going to develop a little box that will power my house for free, that's going to come from technological development. And so those are the things that will lead us to being more in harmony with our planet, as well as the intent coming from, in my opinion, a spiritual connection to our planet, a oneness, that we are part of a interconnected web of living beings, including plants, animals, and if you really want to go as far, embracing some of the more Native American type philosophies and other cultures, that the world is a living thing, that the rocks and there's a spirit of the ground and the land and the mountains and the clouds and those things, that we're all part of this very impressive planet. And so, a little wax philosophically there, but as we end the class, let's look at the effect right now as a starting point, looking at what we've done and how can we move forward and ensure the future for our kids, grandkids, great-grandkids, those kinds of things. So that's how we're ending. We're still focus is still on technology, but we have these effects on our social world and natural world. So we're going to be ending the class talking about that. So that's it for this week. And you're already in the discussions. I know, a little late on the video here, but been enjoying the discussion so far and enjoying exposing you to this information that I found on these topics. So enjoy these discussions. Enjoy this last week of class. I will see you in the discussions, and have a great day.